All right, looking for your review for this test. The first question on here says, tell which of the following graphs, tell whether each of the following graphs have a positive, negative, zero, or undefined no slope for each graph. Looking at this one, letter A. Let's see if I can, there's my pen. Oh. Letter A is a vertical line. The vertical line it's vertical. Let me right here. Vertical. My pen was freaking out. And the slope is undefined. Anytime it is a vertical line that goes up and down, it is undefined. B, from left to right, the line is going down. This is negative. It has a negative slope. Going across here, that's a horizontal line. Horizontal starts with or has a Z in it. That means the slope is 0. Trying to help you remember. Letter D, from left to right, the line is going up. So this is a positive slope. Number 2 says write an equation with a slope of -3 and a y-intercept of 0, 9. Well, remember, it's y equals mx plus b. Y equals the slope times x plus or minus the y-intercept. So right here, we have y equals, the slope is 3, so I'm -3, so I have -3x. And then the y-intercept is a positive 9, so plus 9. Number 3 says, given the following equation, identify the slope and the y-intercept. Well, the slope is the number that's in front of x, so it's -4. The number that is added or subtracted back there, that's your b, which is your y-intercept. So it would be 0, 3. Looking at 4 and 5. If you haven't done it, take a minute to do that now. In this case, they still want you to identify the slope and the y-intercept, but remember, y equals mx plus b. The slope is the number that's with the x. It's not the number that comes first. So the number that's with the x is -1/4. The other mistake that people make is that they tell me it's -1/4 x. X is not the slope. X is the variable. So when they want the slope, they just want the number. The y-intercept, that's the number that stands alone. That's your b. So it is 0, 5. It says write an equation for the line with a y-intercept of -2 and a slope of -1. Y equals the slope, -1x. Y-intercept is -2 minus 2. You can write it like this, or y equals -x minus 2. -1x and -x means the same thing. Here's number 6. On number 6, you need to think about what type of line this is. It goes across. It is a horizontal line. It says the y-intercept. Now remember, some of you need to label your graphs every time you see it, x and y. The y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis, which is right here. It is 1, 2, 3. You should have gotten 0, 3. The x-intercept, this line right here is the x-axis. Does the line touch this line? Does the graph of it? No. So there is none. It's not 0. If it was 0, it would touch right here at 0, 0. That's one of the mistakes people put. Next, it says the slope of a line. The slope of a horizontal line is 0. You can remember it by horizontal has a z, 0 has a z, or I can make a z with that line. Now, the equation. It only touches the y-axis at 3. The equation is y equals 3. See, if you put in your slope in the y-intercept, remember we have y equals mx plus b. If you did this, y equals, the slope is 0, x, and b is positive 3. 0 times anything is 0. This cancels out. That's why all you're left with is y equals 3. And everywhere on this horizontal line, the y number is 3. If I went to go make a table of all my points, my y numbers would all be 3. So if I saw a table that said something like this and they asked me what was the equation, I should see that all my y numbers are 3, so my equation would be y equals 3. That's how you can tell from a table. All right, number 7 here, it is a vertical line. Again, I would label my x and my y-axis, and I would look and see, does it cross? It says the y-intercept. Does it touch this y-axis right here? No, it does not. So your answer should be none. The x-intercept, where does it cross the x-axis? At 0, -1. Now, the slope of a vertical line is undefined. I wrote the wrong x-intercept, which is a common mistake. It should be -1, 0. Remember, the x-intercept should have the number in the x spot. Thank you for catching that. Now, the slope is undefined. One way to try and help you is the V kind of looks like a U, or I can take my line and make a U, trying to remember somehow for you to remember that the slope of a vertical line is undefined. The equation of the line, everywhere on here, x equals -1. See, if I had a table, x and y, I'd have -1, -2, -1, 0, -1, 1, -1, 2. If you look at a table of this, of all those points, all these points, all the x numbers are -1. Number 8, it says use the graph to answer the following questions. It wants to know the y-intercept, the slope, and the equation. Okay, the y-intercept. Remember, I've got x, then y. The y-intercept is what goes up and down. Oh, let's see if I can see it. It crosses right here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that right? Okay, so 0, -5. Okay, y-intercept has the number in the y spot. Now the slope of the line, I'm going to start at the y-intercept. I know my slope has to be positive because it's going up from left to right. So if I start here at 0, 5, if I go up 1 and over 1, that's not exactly on the line. If I go up 2 and over 1, it looks like it works. Let's see, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. You have to keep checking it on the line to make sure it wasn't just, you weren't off the first time. So I went up 2 and to the right 1. Well, 2 divided by 1 is 2. My slope is 2. Your equation, y equals the slope, 2x, and the y-intercept -5. Now, before you ever go on, especially on your tests, you should go into your handy-dandy calculator. Let me clear my memory before I start. Go into y equals, put in there 2x -5, and press graph. You want to check and make sure that yours is going the right way. What this will help you do is figure out if you put a negative and it should be a positive, if your y-intercept is not going the right direction. But every time you have something like this, you should check it in the calculator. All right. The next one. It says the y-intercept. Now remember, I've got x and y. This one says the y-intercept, so I'm going to go find my y-intercept right there. Y-intercept has a number in the y spot. I'm going to skip down here and do my x-intercept, because see, if you find your x and your y-intercepts, those help you find your slope. So right here, my x-intercept, oh, well, let's see, that's at 2, 0. Remember this, on the x-intercept, the number's in the x spot. Y-intercept, the number's in the y spot. Now the slope. My line is going down, it's decreasing, it's going to be negative. Okay, so if I start on my y-intercept, I'm going down 2 and to the right 2. Negative 2 to the right 2. That's negative 1. My slope is negative 1. Now my equation, I can write it two ways. I can write it as y equals negative 1x. Now remember, you're using the slope and the y-intercept. It's just a coincidence that both the x and the y-intercepts are 2. But then plus 2. Or you can write it, nice arrow. Whew. Or you can write it as y equals negative x plus 2. Negative 1x and negative x means the same thing. Again, go in your handy dandy calculator. Go to y equals. Well, I turned this off. Let's see. Go to y equals, put in there negative x plus 2, and press graph and check what you did. Make sure that it looks like the picture that's on your test or your assignment. Next one. Try this one if you have not done it, or double check what you have done. All right, on number 10, it says the y-intercept. Again, some of you guys need to label x and y to help you remember. Y-intercept right here where it crosses the y-axis. It's at negative 1. It needs to go in the y spot when you write it. I'm going to skip down here and do the x-intercept. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. It should be negative 4, 0. Make sure your number is in the x spot. My slope. If you have your x and y-intercept, it makes it a lot easier to find your slope. First off, my line is decreasing. It's going down. I'm going down 1 and to the right 4. Let's try that again. Down 1 to the right 4. Down 1 to the right 4. Okay, so down 1, negative 1 to the right 4. So my slope is negative 1/4. So now my equation is y equals negative 1/4 x. You have to use your slope and your y-intercept minus 1. Again, you want to make sure you check it in the calculator before you move on. Number 11 says write the equation for the following graph. All right, we need the y-intercept and the slope to write your equation. So I have x and y. My y-intercept, 1, 2, 3, 4. My y-intercept is 0, 4. My line from left to right is going down. It's decreasing. It's going to be a negative slope. Now, I could go and find my x-intercept and count my slope from there. If there's an x-intercept, now I can go down and to the right and find out what my slope is. So I'm going down 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 4, and to the right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. To the right 6. Well, negative 4 over 6 is correct, but you need to reduce them when you can. So remember, we can go in the calculator, put negative 4 divided 6. math, enter, enter. Or when you divide a 2 out of both of these, you get negative 2/3. So your equation should be y equals negative 2/3 x plus 4. Oh, totally not plus 4. Why didn't anybody tell me? What did I mess up on? It's supposed to be a negative 4 because the y-intercept is down there. Now, let me tell you this. One of the reasons why I tell you to go and check it is because if I went into the calculator and went into, oh, geez, stop marking on my calculator. If I went in there and I put in there what I originally had, which would have been negative 2/3 x, and I had a plus 4 in there, is because I forgot to put the negative. I would have seen right here that it's crossing at positive 4, and I would have seen I made a mistake. So then I could have looked back and seen, okay, heck, I need to go over here and put a minus 4. So then when I put a minus 4 and press graph, now it shows me the correct one.